Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 120 of the Self Publishing Roundtable. It's a special episode today, given that it's Yanksgiving, what I like to call for American Thanksgiving. So our host Wade is away because he has family things that he's doing, probably stuffing his face with turkey and giblets and mashed taters and all those.
He's yanking.
Yeah, he's yanking. With his whole family is at the table watching him. Yeah, and Liam also is away, probably eating his own aforementioned turkey and sides.
Giblet.
Yeah, giblets. I didn't want to say giblets again. It's if once is enough. You don't have to remind people about the giblets.
Or the yanking.
Yeah. Yanksgiving, hashtag Yanksgiving. So tonight we had an earlier airing episode that aired an hour ago, and that was a pre-recorded episode that a.ka did with Mina Carter as well as
and Krishan.
Yeah, I was about to say as well as Krishan. So and I was like in a coma of a sick, like I was in bed and I was trying to communicate every now and then between passing out to a.ka. I'm just like, I'm in bed. I'm trying to wake up, and then just like I would fall back asleep, and then
you disappeared for like 2 days, and I was like, not quite freaking the fuck out, but
I know.
like the night before, I was like, I need a backup plan for Sean. Sean will do.
Yes. So. Lots of thanks going out to Krishan for filling in for this sick guy. And yeah, so what all did you I guess, what's a quick brief description of what you guys talked about on the Mina show?
On the Mina show, I love how you're calling it the Mina show.
Yeah.
What we talked about was basically we started with her own self-publishing journey, how she started off submitting to some of the publishers and how long it took to get a reply from that first one. And in the time it took her to get a reply, she'd already gone off elsewhere and published other books, and then eventually moved on to publishing her own indie books. And she's gone from that to having over 100 ebooks in the last 5 or so years, and co-writing with some big romance names in her genres, as well as doing bundles and achieving New York Times and USA Today best-selling lists. And just how she's done it and how it's been a slow, steady climb as opposed to there being a breakout moment.
Very cool.
And hedgehogs. We talked about hedgehog shifters.
Yeah, specifically where hedgehogs, correct?
Yes, we're hedgehogs, and also pretty men on her covers.
Yes, of course. AKA just the torso of some dude's abs.
Yeah, it's the same guy. X is convinced it's the same.
Yeah, it's the abs guy. He's got like a 1-800 number, and he's open to suggestions, and he'll shave, he'll wax if needed. He'll put on a temporary tattoo if that's what the character calls for. But I'm convinced that there's just this rogue topless dude going around with a friggin' cell phone and a digital camera.
And I'm sure that dude earns a shit ton of money, so we can't really make fun of him now, can we?
Yeah, he's just getting random messages on his phone, getting random PMs from authors saying, "So can you wear a ripped jersey or something?" He's like, "Yep, I'm on it." So that was what aired an hour ago, or at least we posted all the links on the site as well as on iTunes. And then for the next hour, something extra, a.ka and I thought it would be fun to look at some of the Amazon bestseller lists, and from that, and if there's people suggesting stuff in the audience, depending on how many people aren't just stuffing down on the aforementioned giblets, if there's people watching live and they want to suggest stuff, we're going to be trying to be coming up with plots and characters on the spot over the next hour. And we'll probably be either releasing these under new pen names or depending on what the heck we end up coming up with.
Because I think it would be really interesting for people to see it go from like the idea stage all the way through from it, from the beginning, starting out as a new pen name, filling in for being a newbie, but would know a bit more than what we did when we first started out. So, how couldn't we do the whole thing? And if we do a future episode where we follow up on this, once it's all written, I think we should ask the audience, should we go wide? Should we stick with Amazon exclusive? Where should we advertise? That kind of thing. And try everything out that they have something, that they want to see might happen.
I think if Wade were here right now, he'd be saying, "Oh, I like that."
Maybe we can do that with Wade's book on the 1st of January.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. If anyone hasn't already known, we have it in writing that Wade will have something published come the new year. So,
screenshots even.
Yeah, yeah. It was in digital writing. It was sent in a message. That shit got screenshotted. It was posted live. Everyone knows. It's public. So, yeah. Don't go sending Erica messages saying that you're going to write a book, because she's going to hold you to it.
You're screwed, Wade. You're screwed.
You got played by the best.
Anyway, so should we look at the bestsellers list and see what's hot at the moment? And I bet you're crossing your fingers it's not billionaires with like man nipples showing or anything. Actually, billionaire covers don't have man nipples showing. They're usually dressed in a business suit.
Well, so we're opening up the Amazon bestsellers list, and also we're gonna do the 1 hour short reads, because we're probably going to be aiming for these to be either short stories or novella length, just so that way we can get them out within a reasonable amount of time and be able to update you guys on these decisions that we're making as far as how we're marketing them and blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah, blog posts and maybe some screenshots and links to things we're using for research, especially if it's a genre we're not really familiar with.
Yeah.
Someone pick romance for Xavier. That would be so funny.
I think I'd be okay with a certain kind of romance, but I think it would have to just be like like some sort of nerdy freaking romance or some sort of like I don't know. I like romance films if they're done right, and it's not like super sappy, and that's the thing about writing, and so Love Actually, that's a great film. And that's
different kinds of love too, and there wasn't it?
Yeah,
different stages.
Well, and that's just the whole point, like that's the power of writing, like a subject as to some would say mundane, or love is just something that's I don't know. If you're going to be writing about it, it can be easy to be cliche or otherwise get like I said, sappy or what have you, like but at the same time, it's one of the most guttural human emotions that we have, so of course it's going to be something that we as creatives should be exploring and looking into, so I think we have to acknowledge where there is good romance. So I wouldn't be totally torn apart if I'm going to be having to write something in the romance category. But we'll see how things go after we kind of start figuring out what we're dealing with in these best-selling categories and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have screen shared, so I guess we will click on me. Oops, that's not me screen sharing at all, is it? What's the word? There we go. Can you see it?
Yep.
Excellent. So just to refresh, and this is what we're looking at for the bestsellers and Kindle ebooks. I don't know how to usually navigate here. I just go to one of my books and click on my top 100 and just go from there. I don't know how to find it organically. I have no idea how readers find it. So what are we looking at? Let's see. The Short Drop. It's a pre-order. I don't think we should count that one. It's probably like 15th in the series.
Yeah, that one's a hot item if it's number one, a pre-order.
Wow, 735 reviews on Pretend You're Mine, a small town love something or other. So that's definitely in the favor of one romance. Do you want to keep a tally of what genres we're looking at, X?
Yeah, I'll do that in our. We got a Google Docs open, so I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got some David Baldacci. I never read out their names out loud. I don't know what I'm doing. So what's he usually known for? Ouch,
I think he's mystery crime kind of a thing.
Okay, so we've got mystery in there, mystery/crime writing, crime fiction. Then we have The Man in the High Castle, which I think is probably an abnormality here because it's there's a television series based on the book that's out at the moment. So
yes, exactly. It's had a huge resurgence.
Okay, and we have, what is this? 18, based on a true story. Just a quick look shows us coming of age contemporary romance by the looks of things.
So I'll count that as romance 2, and I'll write
nasty things,
contemporary fiction 1.
He knows it turns me on. I'm gonna say steamy romance. Oh, and it's her teacher. Interesting.
They're in some interesting categories then.
Yeah, the teacher student category is
18 is hard. That's ooh.
So is he. Janet Ivanovich, Tricky 22. We're looking at Stephanie Plum, so that's kind of cozy mystery series. Wow, 22 books in that series.
Yeah, I'll make cozy mystery its own tally since it's pretty defined.
Oh yeah, okay.
Christmas in Good Hope. That looks like some sort of
another pre-order.
Holiday romance.
Christmas Love is one to remember.
Amy and Beck would rather forget the past.
Yeah, we look inspirational romance. That's probably more your thing. X.
Oh yeah,
really.
Yeah,
I
like romance that comes inspired.
We've got John Grisham. What's his? He's what, thrillers?
Yeah,
legal
he tends to be thriller legal. He tends to write. He tends to write about lawyers.
We've got James Patterson there as well. Is it really written by James Patterson, or are we looking at something he's farmed out?
Yeah,
that is something we've got to do when we are, totally famous. Is just farm out stuff to other people.
Yeah, I'll call that one crime thriller.
Okay, and Michael Connelly.
Yeah, he's another crime thriller guy, right?
I assume so. The Einstein Prophecy. It looks different. $1.99 too. That's an interesting price point. When you come in and you see on my screen that I've got $4.67 in Kindle here, that's because I'm not in America. So sometimes we don't see the same promotional deals that the Americans see. Sometimes we see a crazy price because it seems to want to translate it into with the currency exchange. So that's kind of the Australian price there, because New Zealand doesn't have an Amazon, and that sucks ass. Excuse me.
Well, Canada does have its own Amazon, and it sucks ass. So
this is true, but Kobo took hold there, so it's really hard to compete with. Amazon's having issues competing with Kobo, I think, in that instance in Canada. This one's a plethora of options: sci-fi, action, adventure, horror, occult, and
from what I glimpsed of the description, it read kind of like a Dan Brownie. It looks like some sort of historical crime fiction with maybe some supernatural.
It also looks like it's in the United States. I think that's just a really interesting one to drill down to.
Yeah, I'm gonna just call that Dan Brown-esque.
He gets his own genre.
Yeah,
Push.
well, it's just that just describes it a lot easier. Some sort of historical fiction mixed with crime thriller. You know,
This is
Joanna
one
Penn writes stuff like that as well.
See, this one here, Push by Joanna Blake. It's coming up as a sports romantic comedy. Now, this is the kind of stuff I write on my other pen name, but I don't usually write 715 pages. Holy
Crap!
Wow, for 70 cents.
That's Push is pushing it as far as word count goes. Jeez. You're giving that away for freaking 70 cents on Kindle? Come on.
Look. We have an illustrator. Wow. Furious Photog, the photographer.
Pincushion Press.
And I would say it's set in the UK, going by, Stephen Stour and Big Ben there.
I'm not just a high-class escort.
I know this one here at number 14. I think that's an independent author, because I've seen that one around a few times. But Roommates, I wonder if that's British. It just has a British look to it, the cover.
Very nebbish, yeah.
I have no idea what that means.
It's just
but then it says roommates.
It's like that.
Roommates is an American word.
Darky, just like that awkward. Yeah, teens. Yeah, awkward. Nothing's more awkward than teens.
I'll just scroll down the bottom to see where the additional categories there are.
Sports.
Okay, so you've got a young adult.
Yeah, and I'll also count that under sports comedy as well. Why not?
Sports comedy.
Yeah, same as the.
Bella's got a lot of books. God.
What is this one?
Impressive. Coming of age, demons and angels,
all right,
paranormal romance.
That's pretty defined paranormal romance.
Yeah, that's impressive. Looks like a Christmas either romance or a cozy. What do you think? Wonderful Christmas romance.
When the snow falls.
Investigator.
Candy Canes and Cupid.
Oh, it's a bundle.
Yeah, it is a bundler. It is a Black Friday bundler.
Okay, 427 pages. Oh, interesting. Anthologies, women's fiction, and romance. I would say romance. Probably seasonal romance, but definitely romance.
Yeah.
They're all private investigators too. No, two of them are.
Should I put that one also under cozy mystery then?
I think there might be. Let me check the bottom. No, not under there. That's interesting. They could potentially be. What else have we got here? The Midwife's Revolt.
Oh, saucy.
Mm-hmm.
Historical romance.
She has healing skills.
Oh, sounds boring.
Maybe we should make Hicks write a historical fiction, people.
Yeah, make me write my Pride and Prejudice.
Totally historical.
Historical romance.
Gripping psychological thriller. There you go.
I picture just people drinking tea and batting eyes at each other from a distance, awkwardly.
This one looks like a thriller and suspense.
Yeah, psychological thriller. Okay, yeah. So, yeah.
The Color of Secrets. I bet people finding this awesome just watching me like clicking on things. Second World War.
Historical something.
Black American too. Sorry, I'm probably scrolling way too fast. Wow, Family Saga, historical romance. A lot of historical ones showing up in the main list.
So that's which one? That's the Color of Secrets.
Color of Secrets, yeah.
So historical
romance.
Okay, yeah.
Undercover Love. Here's our first billionaire one.
Ah, of course.
It's an interesting cover. I'm really interested in that one because
Steamy.
yeah, it is steamy, and sometimes it's hard to know what Amazon actually thinks should be allowed on a cover.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
there's a little sheet in the way. Yeah, I say that's borderline. That's interesting.
It's getting me going.
Me.
There was a steel hard warning in his tone. Oh boy, this sounds like some borderline abusive shit.
Oh, here we go. No, look.
What?
There's a mystery in there.
Detective crime? What?
New adult, so obviously she's the younger.
Leg gasp. That
one.
one 180'd.
Yeah, that one was a surprise.
Okay, so yeah.
I would say
crime thriller.
It's not even got romance in it. Let me check the bottom. I'm surprised there's no
romance. Yeah, we got to go derper on this one.
Derper. Contemporary romance. There we go.
Contemporary romance, crime detective. All right.
Romantic mystery.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
Count them one.
And the last one, I'm betting it's romance.
Some sort of crazy
love novel. Love it when they put that in there. We're just going to have to remember what we include in our title. And you see on the cover there, they've included that little tag, a happy, crazy love novel as well. So they can get away with it.
Yeah.
Psychic. Full-length, standalone contemporary romance. And, yep, romantic comedy. I almost called it completely. It's the main top 20. I mean, if we were totally going to do this properly, like the business side of things, we're going to approach this as a new pen name and take it seriously, we'd probably go a bit further than the top 20, and we would keep looking at them for maybe a few weeks just to see if some of these are sticking or if they're just one-offs because they've just been recently promoted or something. And then we can look at, which ones are more interesting. But the general best-selling one, how many have we got? How many of each genre have we got?
Dude, let me just bring it up. So, the most... I've got 3 for romance, 2 for cozy mystery, 2 for crime thriller, 2 for sports comedy, 2 for historical romance. And then 1 mystery crime fiction, 1 contemporary fiction, legal thriller, Dan Brown-esque, young adult, paranormal romance, thriller suspense, romantic mystery, and romantic comedy. So
there seem to be 2 main groups, one being romance of any kind,
and thriller of some kind.
Thrillers or
mysteries of some kind. Hey, then that, I guess it doesn't really take much rocket science to have predicted that.
Yeah. So from here, what I would do is I'd drill down to whatever genre I'm interested in. So I'm sometimes interested in romance and, mystery, thriller, and suspense. Yeah, sometimes there. Because I think sometimes people do is they go and they say, okay, romance is doing really good. A specific subgenre of romance is, billionaire romances are doing really good. And then you find you don't actually like billionaire romances or even romances in general. And I think that's like what Mina said. You should at least write something that you can enjoy. So if you don't like romances, I recommend you avoid the romance genre and focus on a genre that you actually do like, because then it would be easier for you to read. So if we go into mystery, thriller, and suspense, we see all those ones we saw before.
Yes.
Plus some new ones.
Ooh. Yes.
I'm surprised by The Martian.
Hey, what are you doing there, Martian?
I guess it is a bit thrilling, isn't it? And he does have to solve things.
I've never read
it. Kind of to. Have you seen the movie?
No, I never went to see it. Everyone spoiled it for me. I don't need to see it. Like it's all that everyone in the self-publishing community has been talking about for the past month. So I haven't needed to. What is that one? A Tiger's Destiny.
I think that's interesting because it's clearly a shift of romance, but it also seems to have some kind of
Mystery involved.
some kind of mystery or thriller element.
Maybe he's like a friggin' shifter, tired detective.
Could be, or she might be the detective, or she could be the tiger, but typically it's usually the hero who's the tiger. This one is interesting too, because that's sci-fi as well. He's a sci-fi.
Yeah, Warrior, Book 2 of the Legacy Fleet. Yeah, so that, yeah, so and that it must have some sort of ideally applicable subplot that has some sort of mystery to it. What is it? Abby Rain?
Wow. Yeah, that one's interesting. Danny Ripper book.
Oh, John Locke.
He's still around. I'm just going to open that because I'm curious.
Yeah. What have you been up to, Mr. Locke?
Okay, She's the Private Eye. It's a comedy. I defy anyone to read this book and think it was written by a man. That's kind of like a challenge, isn't it? That's
that sounds like it, yeah. Well, it's pretty...
I wonder if it is a cozy mystery or if it is a straight up mystery. I'm surprised he's not in Women's Sleuth as a category, but maybe he's down here. There he is, Women's Sleuths. Yeah. It's a fine line between cozy mystery and, actual straight mystery, isn't it?
Did you want to look at the 1 hour reads so that we can compare that?
See. Okay, I'll just hit refresh because it's been a few minutes. Oh, look, 4 books from the same series. Billionaire Romances. I would say that's a serial. I would say there's a cozy mystery here. Christmas at the Inn or a romance. Seasonal. It's another, I'd say, billionaire romance there. Another billionaire romance there. It's handy when they put it in the title. Look at them all. They're mostly billionaire romances. This looks unique.
Twisting the Pole. Operation Reindeer. What the hell is going on here?
Interesting.
Yeah, what's
that is intriguing. Do you want to look at that one, do you? X is intrigued.
Yeah, I am intrigued. Twisting the Pole, Operation Reindeer Retrieval, Book 5. Oh boy.
Look, they're all named. Each book must have a character named after each of the reindeer.
Yeah.
That's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
She's a pole elf. Oh, wow. I actually want to read this one.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
Maybe you should write a Christmas story.
Some sort of reindeer shifter adventure.
Oh, it's a romance. They've put it under fantasy paranormal. I believe there's a seasonal holiday.
Hey, the author's Canadian. Well. That's a win.
Yeah. Short reads, 1 hour, 33 to 43 pages. Excellent. So we should really go by the 1 hour read or something like that. Unless you're interested in billionaire romances, X, I say we write something short in the general bestseller.
Yeah, either some sort of romance, either cozy mystery romance, or we have romantic comedy, romantic mystery. Yeah. So basically, romance or crime, and anything in between.
I thought we should look at the comments. Oh my god! I'm more a millionaire romance girl myself, so not a billionaire. Looks like Jan from accounting is happy to not go for the completely rich guy, but the next rung down. Carl says to pick a genre for him, and he'll do one. What should we pick for Carl?
Okay, yeah, we can just give him one on the spot. I'd like to see Carl do the The cozy mystery, actually. I think I would like to see Carl do that.
Oh, I want to do the cozy mystery. No, that's fine. That's fine. He can do the cozy mystery. Should we make it whimsical witches just to really piss him off?
Oh,
I
man,
know
that-
he hates whimsical witches.
Yeah, that would get right under his Australian skin, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I believe Carl under the best-selling list for short reads. In one of the slightly longer short reads, you can probably check the mystery section and find the author Amanda M. Lee has like 5 of them in that best-selling list. So, and she has the whimsical witches. No erotica. You don't have to write erotica and cozy mysteries, Carl.
Yeah, I'm surprised how little actually kind of even like there was a couple smutty things, but not as much as I was expecting.
Stuff.
Yeah,
Shorter
yeah,
stuff.
only in the shorter stuff, and that seems to be like an anomaly of billionaire romances that's seeming to be the current friggin' trend. I don't know that it's that one page is just exploding with billionaires.
Yeah, totally. If you want to write billionaire romances, that seems like, you know, the ideal length to go for it anyway. So what about us? What should we write? Are we going to go for a mystery thriller or a romance here? Hicks.
I'm thinking.
You're thinking. What about the audience? What do they think we should do? Should we go for a mystery of some kind or a romance of some kind? What do you think we should do?
Yeah, Jan
We've
from
got
accounting.
half an hour once we work it out. Half an hour to pick characters and give them some traits and maybe a name if they're lucky, and work on a basic plot once we've got our genres sorted.
Yeah, our for the sake of like discussion, are you and I gonna kind of pick the same genre just for
Shits and giggles? I don't know.
or
See what
should?
they come up with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd love to write a cozy mystery, but that's something I plan on doing later next year. Not something I have time for this year. I don't know. Hey, people, where are you?
I don't know. There's at least
13 of us.
yeah, 11 minus us. So yeah, maybe they're just shy. Maybe
They're just shy.
yeah, or maybe they're just too full up on friggin' Yanksgiving delight.
What about a main character? Should we start with that first? I think
Yeah, as opposed to genre.
What do you
Well,
think? Male, female,
well,
transgender, non-gender.
non-gender. That'd be weird. It's just like never. It's just never addressed once.
Carl seems to think we should go for different genres, but we should also pick something we understand, or it would be a mess. So, what do you understand, X? Do you understand mysteries?
Yep. Let's see. I've only written a mystery sci-fi, so as far as books that I published, yeah, I know my way around a red herring or two. A MacGuffin, if you will.
It's a red herring. Sorry. And we should do romance because apparently I understand kissing and stuff. According to Carl.
Kissing stuff. Yeah, I liked how he said if you. What was that, sorry?
They seem to have lots of hard sex, my characters in my romance. So.
Ooh. I like how Carl had said that if he doesn't do a whimsical witch book, it'll be the whimsical witch of the Outback.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Sometimes it's really interesting to set something so common in a completely different location.
Jan from accounting says, "My neck cut out. What fun activity are we doing?"
Well, Carl, I suppose if you want, you can do something from sci-fi, thriller, and fantasy using the sci-fi, thriller, fantasy best-selling section as your guide.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so we'll go with romance and we'll go with mystery. And if we decide to drop down into any subcategories or sub-niches of that, we can
Yeah.
explain that in our blog post later when we write it all up.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be going something of a variation in between of romance and mystery. But whether it's going to be more romance,
I guess I might have to write shifters.
hey,
Since they're there.
I'm liking this idea of the reindeer shifters. That's new.
You won't finish it in time for Christmas, so I would say avoid the seasonal holidays.
Yep.
for this experiment. Okay, so what we need is we need to think up plot, just a basic plot that we can later, mold to fit our genres. And we also need to think up one or two main characters. I say one or two because X might only need to use one, whereas unless I'm writing a masturbatory romance, I need two characters. So,
unless the masturbatory romance was very, very narcissistic.
Oh yeah, it could be dissociative identity disorder. But that would still require two characters. Isn't a Scanner Darkly kind of like dissociative identity disorder?
Yes.
Both the antagonist and the protagonist.
Yes, because he eventually, because of the effects of the drug that he's taking, he develops this split personality, and the cop persona of himself is investigating the person that he's undercover as. It gets very ridiculous, and that's why Philip K. Dick is one of my favorite authors, and I'm happy at least that, like you said, with Man in the High Castle, I'm glad to see his name back up in the best-selling list, because I'll read anything by him again. I've read a good number of his books. Every one of them are awesome.
Yeah, so Christian just suggested Rated by Rudolph, a reindeer shifter mystery. Now, rated could have a very different implication in romance.
Yeah. Like you mean panty rated?
Could be panty rated. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a euphemism for anything, but if you use your imagination, you could probably come up with it.
Or is this like World of Warcraft shit, where just like they're, it's a raid party coming in to smash some orcs, these reindeer shifters.
Hey X, I'll give you extra points if you manage to do a mystery romance.
Oh, I thought that was kind of what we kind of agreed on. In one way or another, it has to be kind of both.
Oh, both or one, I think.
Well, yeah, good point.
Both or one, as long as it's at least one of the genres.
Well, and that's just it. Like
both, then we can market it in heaps more categories. Multiple personality romance. I imagine you've got mail with one nutso Tom Hanks emailing himself. I've actually thought of doing not with the email, but I've actually thought of doing a romance sort of like that. They don't realize that they're romancing themselves. But yeah, I hope we're not offending anyone who has like multiple personalities or dissociative identity disorder or anything like that. But it does, makes for some interesting questions, and from there, it leads to some creative
that definitely gets into that paranormal romance esque, because it's entering into that. Is it a cult? Is it yeah. Have you watched that show Sense8?
I've watched a couple of episodes of it. I haven't watched all of it. My husband has, though.
Did you see the sex scene?
Which one?
Like the the one.
I take it they swap bodies during the sex scene. I mean, because there were a lot of people having sex on that show.
Well, yeah, because like these guys are like all like empaths, so they kind of see and feel things that across large distances. So these 8 people are connected, but there's this one scene where it goes back and forth between the lesbian couple going down on each other, the gay guys in bed together, and one of the guys lifting weights. And they kind of do a thing where they'll do blocking, where whenever something comes in and out of shot, they'll bring in one of the other actors, kind of like how invoking that the people are in the same place. But it ends up being this kind of like just massive orgy between these 8 people and their partners that they're having sex with. So it's like everyone is having sex, and so some there's like shots where there's there's just this big giant mound of flesh because it's just like a doggy pile.
I actually have telepathic characters in my sci-fi romances, so I've kind of touched on this a little bit already.
Okay, so you're an authority on this. I don't need to be convincing you. You like this kind of thing. Yes.
Well, you've got to have sex in the romance. So. Unless it's, one of those inspirational romances and there's no sex whatsoever. But yeah, it's
inspired romance.
I don't know. People who like inspirational romance. It doesn't have to be all religious.
I broke that rule with Dinosaur Noir because in that first book there is like a romantic subplot between the two, the main character and his receptionist, but there's no sex because I didn't want to get into the gritty details of dinosaurs and humans procreating.
Hybrids, yeah. With sci-fi, you've kind of got to deal with hybrids.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna nip that in the bud and just be like, they can't have kids. It's impossible.
Yeah, with mine it was they can't do it naturally. They need some, medical intervention to ensure that, because it's like chimps and humans trying to have sex. There might be a 2% difference, but it's still enough of a difference, kind of thing. How did we get off topic?
Sense8. But yeah,
that's your fault.
but basically I was just kind of suggesting that if you're going to be going all out, that's an example of doing that in erotica, but still technically inside someone's head.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Masturbatory erotica.
Well, a lot of erotica is intended to make you masturbate, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I get that. I just meant like, yeah, I'm meaning that the content of the erotica, is very contextually about masturbation as well, because it's all taking place in between one person alone. Okay, so main characters. We've got our we're either going to be doing romance or mystery or something in between. What's our main character? We should check. We should check the. Oh, sorry. What?
Carl has made a suggestion. Sorry
female main characters.
Now I'm asking if he means 2 female male characters, because that would mean I'll probably have to write a lesbian romance. And now the downside of that is that they are not that popular, unfortunately. So unlikely to make a bestseller list. It's weird, isn't it? Because if it's 2 male characters, having a romance, women will happily read that. Gay men might happily read that. But if it's 2 women having a romance, there's really the main target audience there is mainly women who are interested in women. It's like, so that's why that doesn't seem to do too well.
Yeah, that's it. That is interesting because I have a friend that works in the adult industry, and he was telling me how, at least as far as demographics with viewing porn, as far as women, they tend to gravitate more towards lesbian porn, just because, you know, for that
Really?
reason. Yeah, I guess so. Like, at least that's what he had told me based on his experience, because he works for this company that does. Uh, he basically just takes porn from various studios and puts it on Canadian television and censors certain things. The stuff that's yeah, we don't take kindly to no penis up here in Canada. We just pretend that they don't exist. I mean, you know,
no penises in Canada now.
no, they're not. No, we don't like to think about those things. But yeah, no, I guess there are certain rules with Canadian broadcasts with certain things that they have to cut out. But yeah, I remember him.
Penis.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense with whenever I think about with Kindles. You know, I picture someone having the ability to anonymously read whatever that the hell they want, because there's no cover and stuff like that. So there's lots of people have made the jokes of just, people in public, reading 50 Shades of Grey and just, silently going on the bus.
They just go, huh.
Yeah, just specifically.
It's more like they go, huh, and they keep like this because got feelings. And,
yeah, it's mostly shifting in the seat. Oh, great! I love
unicorn of the genital world. Yeah,
the unicorn of the genital world, especially here in Canada. Thank you for that, Jan, from accounting. So 2 female main characters. Pick what sells. Yeah. So.
Well, I think we should just go for 1 main female character and 1 dude, I guess. So your mystery will focus on the main female character.
Yeah.
And I might do a first-person female romance. So that would also satisfy the main female character requirement.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking if I'm gonna be more going with mystery.
Well, you get mystery crime. I think we should, sit down and look through the bestseller lists and maybe the short bestseller lists for that genre, and in your blog post, write down why you picked this one.
I'm kind of like the idea of like a Tomb Raider-esque type of thing, strong female, badass kind of character, solving some sort of mystery.
I'm gonna love it if they come up with some traits for the female character, and she's the typical cozy mystery female character. kind of
Drat.
What kind of mystery or crime fiction you'll do?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see if people in the next 10 minutes want to give us some character traits or not.
Yeah. Or any plot points, just yell them out. I mean, at this point, we've got about 10 more minutes, but we can go over if we want, eh? It's not like, we have to go to Thanksgiving.
That's true. I don't have any giblets to be eaten.
No yanking today.
No yanking from what?
Oh, Yanksgiving. God, you could almost see that being a really... No, I won't say that.
I know, I said that earlier on today for the first time. I'm like, yeah, Wade's celebrating Yanksgiving, and I was just talking to my brother. I'm like, took a pause. I'm like, I wonder if anyone else has ever said Yanksgiving before.
I'm sure. I mean, a lot of people outside of America refer to Americans as Yanks, even though if you talk to them in America, and they might get offended if you call them a Yank, because there's that whole North and South divide, and I think aren't the northern ones considered Yanks? Or I get them mixed up all the time. My bad. Oh, I like Carl's suggestion. She has an addictive personality, easily addicted to things. She could be easily addicted to men, to chocolate, to mysteries. It would explain why she does stupid things to keep finding out the mysteries, because in Cozy Mysteries, I found some characters do some stupid things.
Easily addicted to things? What?
An addictive personality? You know, like what happens with that if they take up gambling?
Yeah, or...
Yeah.
All right.
Sean has a suggestion, former biker, bar bouncer, and bike mechanic. And I said the chick, and she says yes, prone to screaming and using her fists before her brains. Oh, that could be funny. That could be fun.
Where is that? I'm not...
That's under my one where I said any main traits for the main female character.
Former bar bouncer and bike mechanic, prone to screaming and using her fists before her brains. Yeah, that's because that doesn't have to have anything to do with the plot of whatever is going on, because that's that's her backstory. Former bar bouncer and bike mechanic.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just note these down. What have we got here? Former bike. Acting before. And what did Carl say? Addictive personality.
Yeah.
So this is the FMC, which stands for main character. We have romance and scroll down. Oh look, an ASCII penis.
Oh no! Where'd you come from?
And ASCII boobies. Sorry, every time I have a shared document with people, I usually put in an ASCII genital. I'm so 5.
I'm gonna start this doc, and it's gonna begin with boobs, and it's gonna end with penis.
Yeah, sometimes they're colored. Like I might make them green, and then I say they're Orion boobies, from Star Trek. And then I might make the penis blue. I say they're Andorian boobies from Star Trek. And I haven't worked out a way to get the ASCII penis to interfere with the ASCII boobies. But anyway, so what else are they saying?
Carl says that Yanks always get offended when I call them Yanks, but we call them Yanks where I'm from.
Yeah.
Oh, she is afraid of death.
Afraid of death.
Well, who isn't?
She's afraid of death, but she's prone to acting before thinking. God, she must be like exposed to death so often. What else are they saying?
That's all I'm seeing so far. Jan from accounting says naughty.
I mean, you've got the name Jan from accounting. It just kind of implies naughty.
Yes, I know what you're up to in the accounting department, Jan.
Oh dear.
I'm not seeing anything popping up as of yet. No, that's the multiple personality romance again. No, I'm not seeing anything pop up yet.
Okay. What about our plots? I mean, at the moment we just got the characters.
We got our main character's got to be some sort of former bouncing bike mechanic chick with an addictive personality, and she's afraid of death. It's a lot easier to write a short romance versus a short mystery. I find, or at least I haven't tackled romance head on myself, but I would imagine writing a one-off short little romance fling, and all those things that kind of go with that, meeting this person, being with this person. Probably, having that moment of breaking up and deciding, actually, you know what, I can get over the fact that this whole thing was a bet between your friends, and I'm actually the ugly chick. Blah blah blah.
So you've thought about this before, but
no, that's just crap romance.
It is a mystery though, because you've got your female main character who is either someone who ends up investigating something, which could make it a cozy mystery, or there's someone who's a PI, or they're a cop or a detective or a special agent of some kind. And the male main character could either be their partner if they're in an agency, they could be the client, they could be the boyfriend even, who's the one who's got in trouble, and that's why the female character has to investigate, or they could be the bad guy. I mean, you've really got heaps of options just with a male character and with a female character, or with, two female characters or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got, I like Carl just suggested maybe settings. He suggested a flooded basement should be used. I like that idea. Of just because ultimately I think we can't be thinking about too many things that are definitive of either genre. Just
I can work with what too.
Yeah, so far all these things are great because and especially I think settings and visuals would be something that'd be good to, or easy to come up with, or easier.
Have they said anything about the main male character?
Krishan has some stuff.
Oh God, I shudder to think.
So Carl had, in response to the "she is afraid of death," says, depending on genre, this may be the actual being death, the Reaper or whatever. I read a short story where because this is Krishan now. I read a short story once where a woman ended up being death's secretary. It could be so she cheated death in a bar fight, and then she's running from death, and who she can always identify, no matter what shape he takes. Or cheated death through one of her addictions.
Sean, you're coming up with everything. Are you writing it too?
I hope that you are.
Dude, if everyone does write something, we can put it together in a bundle and
sell it next Black Friday.
Yeah, and maybe it can help fund the podcast.
Yeah, we'll give all the proceedings to Wade's credit card.
Sure we will.
Yeah, we won't do that. What are we? Generous people?
Sorry.
Carl
woke up a couple hours ago mentally.
Carl,
insurance salesman.
Insurance salesman. Everybody deals with them at some point in their adult life. Possibly offering a special on life insurance? Dun dun dun. Carl also has loads of ideas instantly for that. Bloated, body floating, or a whimsical accident, or a bad storm causing carnage.
I like sales insurance. What was it? Insurance salesman.
Yeah, maybe either that. I think put that as like note. We got to involve an insurance salesman, whether that's our male character at all. We got to have some sort of insurance guy show up.
Okay. Well, I'll just put it in there as something. It'd be bonus points if you can make. Oh, maybe she's the insurance salesman. I mean, because she's a former biker bouncer and bike mechanic.
Yeah, we got.
I'll be an insurance salesperson.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to reference an insurance salesman in some way or form. Whether that.
This is like the 48-hour film festival where you have to make a movie in 48 hours, and it has to be on the genre you draw from a lot, and also include certain items.
Yeah, I know. I've won such competitions. I think I think at least 6, 8 times I've been involved in those things. I just wrapped one of those actually. I just did a 60-day film challenge, and luckily this time I was only composing the music for it, and I wasn't too heavily involved with the production of the film, which was great.
Carl said the man could like wearing women's panties.
This is getting pretty specific.
Yeah, it is. But Carl says he's the lord of ideas, but Krishawn says she's a plot bunny generator. I think I like Krishawn's one better. Okay, so what else have we got? A whimsical... Just catching up on Carl. Maybe we should make it a surprise for the readers, all those following along, what the main male character is.
Yeah, so, yeah, exactly. Because I like how we could go off and like Krishan had said, take the male character and make it into either death or some sort of way that we can relate that into the character's attributes.
I mean, you could always have someone kill the insurance salesman.
Yep.
Or always have mine running from an insurance salesman, or dating one,
or like as
breaking out with one,
as my
beating the snot out of one,
as my female detective is, in the middle of investigating this thing at a crucial moment when she's not supposed to be seeing, her cell phone rings, and it's some guy that's offering her insurance. Like, I don't have time. I'm trying to watch this freaking crooks do a drug deal. What's that?
Have you heard of Geico? Man may have been a POW, has had brainwashing or just loads of mental damage done to him. Keeps his secret.
Keeps his secret.
I think he meant his, but I don't know what the secret is. Maybe the brainwashing.
Maybe.
Or the mental damage.
Maybe.
The POW, or that he's a man. Or that he's an insurance salesman. Brainwashed into wearing women's panties, according to Jane from accounting.
I would assume he would have been.
This is an insight into my brain. So.
Yep.
I think we're all like this in a way.
I would have believed that he was brainwashed into being an insurance salesman a lot sooner. Because what's the hiring procedure for those guys? Do you have a soul? Nope. You got the job. Oh, sorry. I thought this was the line for lawyers.
Same difference.
Nah.
All right, do we have anything else? Is there anything else coming up about plot or anything? Does anyone want to? Are you going to leave it up to us? Do you trust us to come up with a plot? I mean, we'd like to have something of a plot.
Yeah. Plot ideas. Putting it out there to people.
Just showed off my.
Well, like I said, we don't want to get too. One, the plots can't be too complex, because if we're going to be writing these in a short amount of time, then they can't be large plot points or otherwise.
Well,
yeah.
Should we take what we already have? Carl's suggestion for let me click. Flooded basement. Should we take that as a starting point?
Okay.
Of the plot, and all the stories that we're writing have to start with a flooded basement. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Just got to start with.
It doesn't. I mean, some people might go, "Oh, I'm only going to mention it in passing," whereas other people might be like, "Holy fuck!" Or maybe she smashed her fist through the wall and it flooded the basement because she has no impulse control.
Mm-hmm.
Or the whole thing could take place in the flooded basement. Totally up to you.
Yeah.
Just shitting ideas out of our brain here.
There's this is definitely taking me back to the film competition days, because I just remembered two requirements for one film that we did was, and they didn't have to be in they had to have because we were sponsored by Canadian Club, which is a whiskey here in Canada. So we had to show the brand, like just like promote their bottle somehow. And there was a line of dialogue that we had to say. What was it? And that's what your dad said, or something like that. Just like a weird like piece of dialogue, or it's like, and that's what she said, or something like that. So we ended up just doing this quick cutaway of some because it was a party scene in the movie where just the guy holds up the friggin' bottle of Canadian Club and just says that line randomly in the movie, and it makes no sense, but it works perfectly.
That's like that improv game where people write random snippets on a piece of paper and they're just distributed to the actors randomly, and they put them in their pockets or whatever, and they start doing a scene, and then they have to pull out one of the things and say whatever it is, and then everyone has to kind of jump all over that and do their thing or change it and continue how it is. That's always fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I love those. I love writing the strangest fucking thing on those pieces of paper. I can't remember what it was I wrote once, but it was something about mushrooms, and everyone just pissed themselves with laughter when it got read out at that show. I wish I could remember what it was.
Yeah, I always loved playing those improv games. In high school, we had an improv club, so of course I was involved with that.
Mm-hmm.
Jan from accounting has commented saying characters' backstory / issues told through sorting through things ruined by the flood. Huh. Photos.
This is interesting because I should point out that New Zealanders don't tend to have basements, so I don't know about Australians, and if Carl's setting something because a whimsical witch in the outback.
Yeah, maybe the whimsical witch has moved to America. her rugged outback bar bouncing days are done. She's moved to the USA to take up a career in friggin' life insurance.
Jen says, maybe this is too cheesy, but it feels romancy-ish. Maybe I secretly find romance cheesy. I don't want to write about a flashback with ruined images. Maybe I just write the romances that don't include those things. I mean, like telepathic sex and spaceships and...
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
Krishawn's added something. I think that it's more Krishawn maybe telling us about her story idea because
I think she's figured it out.
Yeah. So no one take that idea.
Some friend of the FMC is found dead and floating in a flooded basement. She's asked to look into it because the police called it an accident. She spoke around. She crossed the path of the insurance investigator, the MMC, who also thinks it was suspicious. But the FMC sees him for what he is, death, who is tasked with putting the soul to rest, and so he will leave it peacefully. Oh boy, no one steal that.
Yeah, no one steal that. That one's taken.
Yeah, that's Krishan's.
I did have a story idea that I would like to get to one day where basically they referred to as death, but they're more like soul stealers. So they hang around whoever's a bad person, like the bad person's committed some kind of crime, they've killed something or something, and the soul stealer gets to eat whatever souls the bad person of whoever the bad person kills, and then eventually they get to eat the really tasty bad soul of the person who's doing all the killing. So they spend their time encouraging the bad person to kill more people. And in the first instance of this, because I wanted to write it as a series, in the first instance, this police detective ends up killing a rapist in self-defense, but it still falls within a grey area of the soul stealers. So she gets assigned a soul stealer, and only she can see him. So she wakes up having drunk herself into a coma because she's just killed her first guy or whatever, even though he was a rapist. And she wakes up and thinks that they've sent someone to keep an eye on her, and she mistakes this death guy. He says, she goes, who are you? And he goes, Death, but she doesn't hear him properly and thinks he says Jeff. So I call him Jeff Death throughout the whole series. But that was just my idea. I mean, I want to write that one day. No one steal it. Everyone in the world steals it now. No.
I like.
Have an after party because I'm sure these people just want to hang out with us now, and
Yeah, they could
look
get
at our
that.
faces, and we can look at their faces and just talk some more shit and plot some more crimes.
Oh, I love Jan from Academy's freaking comment. Brainwashed into wearing women's panties.
I've had a character who was mistakenly thought to have stolen women's panties and then accidentally dropped them in a puddle in front of her.
Weird.
Yeah. Romance.
Jan had commented as well about the character's backstory being told through the flood. And she said maybe this sounds too cheesy, but it feels romance-ish. And I comment to say it could be sappy, but it could be tragic, and who knows what/who was lost in the flood. It depends how you're going to be. Is the flood significant in any ways, or is this just an inconvenience and a shitty basement?
I mean, if it's a mystery, they could always be looking back at, that crime they never solved. Or
yeah. Or the flooded basement is the crime scene. Corpse found.
Someone else's memories that we're looking through. Oh yeah, that could do.
Or just like there's a dead body in this flooded room, and it's signs say death by drowning, but our protagonist knows better.
I think she does.
Or thinks she does because she's
there's no mystery at all.
she's addicted to knowing the truth.
She's addicted to mysteries. No, that would be paranoia. I was going to say she sees conspiracies. There aren't any, but yeah, that's not addictive personalities. That's paranoia. All right. Okay, so what we'll do is we will post out what we have
on our respective blogs.
Plot, but this is what we have decided. One, I will just post it in the notes. Oh, that looks nice. Post nicely. Oh man, look at all that line spacing.
It's huge.
I know. What's with that?
Your bullet points got all kinds of fucked up.
Oh, but get rid of another space.
No.
This is one of those things, it's addictive. You got to do it right.
Yeah, come on.
All I can do.
Fix it.
So it's a romance and or a mystery, and it could be any of the subgenres of romance and or mystery. And we've either some part of it is set or includes a flooded basement and an insurance salesman, while the female main character is a former bike bouncer and bike mechanic prone to acting before thinking, addictive personality, and afraid of death, and the main male character, anything goes. Do you think maybe we should make the female main character a little less specific?
How about...
If we're all going to write it, that is. I mean, if we're all going to write it, we either have to use the same character, since it's so specific, or
maybe with the female main character, out of those 3 bullet points of character traits, maybe you have to use 2.
Pick a mix. What I'll do is I'll turn the prone to acting before thinking into an option as well.
Yep, but you gotta
copy the stupid bullet point. I don't think we can back here.
We're troubleshooting this live, folks. Technical difficulties.
Okay, quickly before it stops editing.
She used to be a guy and just won Woman of the Year. Ah, come on. I'm so tired of the freaking Caitlyn Jenner nonsense.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Yay me. Okay, there we go. How's that? Oh, I don't like it. I'll just fix this. Genre.
This is very interesting and riveting information for the end of the podcast. Just listen to us grumbling about formatting.
Yeah, well, it's part of the job.
Wow.
Grumbling about formatting. Dude, you're cutting out, man. I think X is broken. That is
maybe having. What was it?
You're having technical difficulties now.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
Okay.
He had said that the flood could be the event that starts all the stories, and like how Krishan said, that if we bundled it, the anthology could be called The Flood.
Ooh.
Yes, like Carlos has also said, do you know what I love? Dead air. We better wrap this up. So for those listening in and wanting to join in on the adventure and, write something from these plot points and character traits and genre points, feel free to use the what we've included on the site and go off and write your own romance / mystery / anything in between involving a flooded basement and a female main character who might be a bike bouncer, bike mechanic formerly. He might be prone to acting before thinking. She might have an addictive personality. She might be afraid of death.
Might be an alien.
She might be. We never said that they were human. We just said that she's female.
Should we include the sci-fi genre then? I mean, because originally earlier on when Carl said he was going to do it, he was like, I should do it. And we were like, whimsical witches. And he's like, maybe we should do stuff we know about. And I was like, sci-fi. And he's like, yeah, sci-fi.
Well, I think
no, we'll just go romance and or mystery. That's easier to bundle together.
Yeah, I think it would yeah. If we're going to be going the bundle method, then we should have some sort of consistency. So how long does this work? Is there a word limit? I'd say aim for what, 10 to 30K?
Sure.
I don't know what's the if we're going for the 1 hour reads section, I guess, for category wise, what are we? Carl's saying 10K.
10K, I think it's about 1 hour. But if you go over, I mean, don't feel bad about it. I mean, we've always said if the story calls for longer, or if it calls for shorter,
maybe 10K minimum.
Aim for 10K.
Yeah.
If it's like a little short, that's fine. If it's a little long, that's cool. If it's a fucking novel, just publish it yourself.
Yeah. You're not a part of the flood.
You obviously can't write to the market. No.
You're out of the goddamn club.
Okay, just end this and get the after party up there, please. Come on.
Yes.
We're flailing.
So, thanks everyone for listening into the Self Publishing Roundtable, and be sure to listen back to the previous episode with Mina Carter at episode 119. That's up on iTunes now, and the link is on the website as well. So happy Yanksgiving, everyone, and
Obey Cthulhu.
Obey Cthulhu. Hey, Xavier, do you have anything else to say? Good night, internets. Goodbye.